All right, let's get into it. Today, we're cranking the volume all the way up to 11 to dive into a huge moment in music history, the birth of 70s hard rock. This is the story of how music got way louder, a lot faster, and just so much more powerful.
I'm serious. Think about it. You're in the middle of a massive boss fight in a video game, or you're watching a superhero movie during that final epic battle, and the music just hits so hard, right? That powerful driving sound? Well, a huge piece of that music's DNA comes directly from the bands and the sound we're about to break down today.
Okay, so let's get into the origin story. Hard rock didn't just pop up out of nowhere. It evolved. It was like music totally leveled up from the 1960s. And don't get me wrong, 60s rock was already awesome, with all its blues and folk and psychedelic vibes, but something shifted in the 70s. The artists wanted more.
So when you look at it side by side like this, you can really see the shift they were going for. The foundation was still blues rock, but they totally supercharged it. The volume went from just loud to, feel it in your chest loud, all thanks to new, more powerful amps. And the focus? It shifted from just the vocals to the raw power of the electric guitar riff and a heavy pounding drum beat. It was a whole new level of energy.
So how did they actually create this massive sound upgrade? Well, it wasn't magic. It was really a specific combo of new techniques and technology. You can think of it like a recipe for the perfect rock anthem, and these are the key ingredients that made everything sound so huge.
First up, we've got distortion. If you're a gamer, you'll get this right away. It's like turning your graphics settings from standard all the way up to ultra. It takes that clean guitar sound and just makes it fuzzy, gritty, and way more intense. This is the sound that gives hard rock its signature aggressive edge.
Next, there's the power chord. Okay, this is like the ultimate combo move for a rock guitarist. It's super simple, a lot of times just 2 notes, but man, it hits so hard. This simple, strong, and heavy sound became the absolute basic building block for literally thousands of hard rock songs. So easy to play, but unbelievably effective. And of course, the riff. The riff is that short, super catchy guitar part that gets stuck in your head for days. You know what I'm talking about. It's the main hook, the thing that pushes the whole song forward. Pretty much everything else in the song is built right on top of it. It is the musical DNA of an anthem.
So you've got the tools, you've got the sound, but who were the masters? Who were the legends who basically wrote the playbook for this whole new genre? Let's meet the supergroups, the pioneers who took all these ingredients and created a global phenomenon.
First, you absolutely have to talk about Led Zeppelin. I mean, these guys were titans. They took their deep love for the blues and just smashed it together with these thunderous guitar riffs and unbelievably powerful high-pitched vocals. They created a sound that was somehow both heavy and totally epic at the same time.
Then you had Black Sabbath. If hard rock was a building, these guys were the architects of the foundation. They brought in darker themes and used some of the heaviest, most distorted guitar sounds anyone had ever heard before. This was, basically, the birth of heavy.
And you literally cannot talk about hard rock without bringing up AC/DC. Their formula was just pure, high-octane energy. They were all about those simple, driving, unforgettable guitar riffs that were like pure electricity. Their music was just made to move to.
Finally, let's give a shout out to The Who. These guys were famous for their legendary, just explosive live shows. They were so loud, incredibly energetic, and they were also playing around with really big ideas, like creating entire concept albums that told one big story from start to finish.
But here's the thing you gotta understand. Hard rock wasn't just about the sound. No way. It was a total cultural movement. It was an attitude, it was a look, it was a whole experience. It was just a whole vibe that completely took over the 70s.
The live shows were such a massive part of it. We're talking huge crowds, thousands and thousands of fans packed into these giant stadiums. And the stage itself was a full-on theatrical production, with dramatic lights and smoke machines going off. All of that was matched by ear-splitting volume. And then, the highlight, an epic guitar solo where the guitarist could just let loose and show off their insane skills. It was a complete spectacle.
And of course, you had to have the look, right? The fashion was a huge piece of the whole identity. There was basically a uniform, long hair, tight jeans, leather jacket, and the most important part, a t-shirt of your favorite band. It was how you showed everybody who you were and what you were about. Rebellion, freedom, and a love for really loud music.
So, why does any of this matter today? Well, because the legacy of 70s hard rock is absolutely everywhere. This wasn't just some passing trend. It was a revolution that completely and permanently changed the sound of music forever. I mean, just take a look at this. It gives you a pretty good idea of what a massive trendsetter hard rock really was. Heavy metal took its power and just made it even heavier. Punk rock borrowed its raw energy and that rebellious attitude. Prog rock took its musical ambition and just ran with it. Heck, even pop music started using hard rock guitar sounds to sound a little edgier. Its DNA is scattered all across the music we listen to today.
So, look, if you take away just one thing from all this, let it be this. 70s hard rock turned up the volume on everything, creating a powerful new sound and a culture that was so influential you can still hear it today. It just set a new standard for energy, for power, and for performance that still echoes.
And that kind of leaves us with one last thought. The 70s had this powerful, guitar-driven sound. So what about you? What artists, what genres, what sounds, what's going to be remembered as the defining music of your generation? Definitely something to think about. Thanks for hanging out.